Slap after an epic win from 10th on the grid. And Morslina, who's just tweeted 8 different winners in the first 10 races of a season in the Premier Class. That has never happened before. He's leading the World Championship. And what about that young man, Alex Marquez, then back-to-back podiums, one in the wet in Le Mans last weekend. Rins is your race winner. Olivier Vial, the Michelin Vice President, hands over the Pilar Molinero, Councillor of Motorland, hands over a second MotoGP trophy to 24-year-old Alex Marquez. That's a 50th podium prize to Alex Rins. It's his 15th Grand Prix victory, his third in MotoGP.
Simak channel ini terus biar bisa tahu perkembangan dari Suzuki. Jangan lupa tekan subscribe-nya biar bisa berkembang channel ini untuk Suzuki-nya selalu. Oke?
The maestro of Motorland in MotoGP 2020, a 10th pole position, be Suzuki's first winner of this 2020 MotoGP World Championship campaign. Maverick Vinales to the final third of the World Championship. The Battle of Aragon begins. 19 points covering these four riders. Last minute by Jack Miller, wasn't he, last year? A stoppy there, just getting some heat into the brakes from Fabio Quartararo, who lines up on pole yesterday. If he can keep himself out of trouble early on, we know the Suzuki so good in tyre battle races, in those races to go. And the next one starts now. Good start from Cal Crutchlow from third on the grid, but coming through from the second row is Fabio Quartararo. Toughed it out on the brakes at the first corner. Vinales leads. Look at Alex Rins as well. Alex Rins 10th to 4th of the Ducati of Jack Miller. Mir started 6th. He's in 6th place right now. No way through for Miller on Rins, down to Mir going through on Jack Miller. Dobby's made up 5 places. He's up ahead of Alex Marquez. He's in 8th place. So the perfect start out by Rins on this very corner on lap 1 last year. It's close between his teammate Fabio Quartararo here in the Aragon race, but it's Vinales that has a clear advantage heading down the back straight for the first time. Well, based on the rhythm that we've seen from Mavericks out of the 2020 season, full stop. Really stretching his legs early on here. Mir trying to find a way through on the Ducati of Chile. That much so. Sensational first lap for Vinales. He leads by 7/10 of a second. Incredible first lap as well. Alex Marquez, who pinches a spot there on the brakes on Andrea Dovizioso into turn 1. Great move by the Moto2 champ. Cal Crutchlow got off winning lap. Cal Crutchlow, number 35. So a lot of work for him to do. He's behind Aleix Espargaro. There is Danilo. What happened yesterday in qualifying. Different ball game though in the race. Mick Vinales then still looking comfortable at the front of this Ducati of Jack Miller. Quartararo's trying to take some chunks out of Vinales and was a bit heavy on the brakes down in Q2, as he did for the first time yesterday. Was that Mir lining up Miller coming down the hill into turn 12? Looked like it. Monster Energy Yamaha just behind him. Quartararo. Here's Jack Miller then. Mir has got to try and find. At the moment, you've got to say Mir struggling to get back on par with the 2 men ahead of him. What's happened to Fabio Quartararo, who's having a wretched day. Quartararo outside the points in 17th place. Mir might really championship contenders at all. The 2 fastest men. Well, Nakagami was awesome late on in Barcelona when everybody's tyres were dropping off a cliff. He came on really strong. Squirming, screaming for grip as he got on the gas coming through turn 11. So he's definitely used up a lot of that soft rear tyre, but wide on entry there from Alex Rins. Alex Marquez will round off turn 15 and get on the gas. Will he be, when we come around next time? World Championship leader Fabio Quartararo at the moment isn't World Championship leader, as he's throwing everything at him. Davide Brivio again, and it's Alex versus Alex. Rins versus Marquez with 2 to go in Aragon. Who's going to be the winner? This is closing a bit on Joan Mir. There are 2 laps remaining here in Aragon. Loving the shots of Brivio, and Papa Mar spinning up a little bit, doesn't he? We are going to have an 8th different winner in MotoGP. Look at they're going to take the 8th. Who's going to become the 8th different winner of 2020? Will it be Rins? Will it be Marquez? Could it got this one covered? Has he beaten? Has he fended off the superb charge of Alex Marquez? Rins. He has a habit of springing a surprise when you least expect it. He did it last year at Silverstone with Marc Marquez, and now is he going to do it to land Aragon circuit? When you talk about home races, home soil, well, that certainly applies to this young man who's what? Do you know what? He'll only be 30 points, I think, down in the World Championship if he wins this, Alex Rins. Incredible. Race, another twist in the tail in MotoGP 2020. Surely It's Alex 4 and 5. Alex Marquez has been really strong with that medium front tyre. There is your new MotoGP World Championship leader.
Well, rather surprisingly.
Now then, turn 7. Alex Marquez is starting to run out of time here. Alex Rins has got what about the advantage?
Dropping down then, Alex Marquez is just, you know where he's going to try it.
Yeah, turn the last couple of corners.
It's the only place.
The corners now then for Alex Marquez. He's got to try and get close enough to get that slipstream on the Suzuki and then try and move up the inside.
There's 3 tenths between Mir and Vinales. There could yet be a twist in the tail for third place.
Now
coming
here we
out
go.
of the final turn.
It's all about the drop. Suzuki, has he done enough? Here comes Alex Marquez trying to get every ounce of slipstream. I don't think he's going to be close enough.
It's Alex from Alex. Astounding victory for Alex Rins here in Aragon, ahead of Alex Marquez, who gets a drive. 5th place finish for him. Morbidelli 6th and Dovi in 7th. But what a ride from Alex Marquez, the rookie, back-to-back.
Fabio Quartararo, who limps home in 18th place. A nightmare Grand Prix here in Aragon with just 4 races to go.
Get out of jail free. Andrea Dovizioso has managed to close on the 4 races to go.
Look at his recent record as well. Dovizioso, 5th, 7th, 8th, DNF. Full disappointment of that crash while in podium contention, while in victory contention in Le Mans last weekend. He was the man of the day because that was an astonishing ride. 18th to 2nd in the wet in Le Mans. Huge congratulations to Alex Marquez. Thumbs up from him. What a ride that was. Within 0.3 of a second. Credit to Alex Rins because he survived some of the most intense pressure he's probably been experienced in his Grand Prix career.
In the dry, it's looking pretty bright for Honda all of a sudden, Simon.
Yes, Alberto, massive congratulations on amazing ride from Alex.
He got the correct motivation and concentration, so the guy is going step by step, but he's...
What a ride that was by the rookie. Alex Rins, though, he will take the plaudits, and rightly so, because he rode quick.
Rins is just 36 points down on Mir in the World Championship. Nakagami's 5th, by the way. 4 races to go.
And his last lap was a 49.392, which was right on par with the last lap.
After an epic win from 10th on the grid.
And Morslino, who's just tweeted 8 winners, 8 different winners in the first 10 races of a season in the Premier Class. That has never happened before. He's leading the World Championship, and what about that young man, Alex Marquez, then back-to-back podiums, 1 in the wet in Le Mans last weekend. Rins is your race winner. Olivier Vial, the Michelin Vice President, hands over the Pilar Molinero, Councillor of Motorland, hands over a 2nd MotoGP trophy to 24-year-old Alex Marquez. That's a 50th podium prize to Alex Rins. It's his 15th Grand Prix victory, his 3rd in MotoGP.
After an epic win from 10th on the grid.
And Morslino, who's just tweeted 8 winners, 8 different winners in the first 10 races of a season in the Premier Class. That has never happened before. He's leading the World Championship, and what about that young man, Alex Marquez, then back-to-back podiums, 1 in the wet in Le Mans last weekend. Rins is your race winner. Olivier Vial, the Michelin Vice President, hands over the Pilar Molinero, Councillor of Motorland, hands over a 2nd MotoGP trophy to 24-year-old Alex Marquez. That's a 50th podium prize to Alex Rins. It's his 15th Grand Prix victory, his 3rd in MotoGP.